Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about the importance of staying consistent in this journey, in this war and battle that we're in. Consistency in ascending. You know what I'm saying? It's extremely important for us to understand how important staying consistent is. You know what I mean? What brought me to this subject today was just kind of meditating in on my own self and my life and what's going on and where I want to go, and you know, just with everything overall with the bigger picture, right? And I realized, like, there is no how would I say this? There isn't a whole lot of joy, right, in being consistent, but you get results, which leads to, you know, let's say it can add to your happiness, you know, it can add to your peaceful space that you're in. So throughout this journey and fighting this war and this battle, right, I've always been consistent in a lot of shit I do, but I just want to keep it up to date with me and what's going on out here. But staying consistent, right, means that you have to also have a lot of faith in what it is that you're doing in order to stay consistent. So it's like working out, you know, people want to get their physical vessels right and together, healthier, just running better, you know. You tired of putting oil in your car, you want to put gas in there. So the same thing with your vessels, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to get right. So in the process of doing that, you know, some are out running, some are out jogging, some are out hitting the gym, some are just doing calisthenics. But the thing is with working out, right, which we all know, is you don't see the immediate results. You never see the immediate results. So it's like, how do you stay consistent and continuously push yourself in something where you're not seeing any results? Well, that comes down to being a spiritual being, having a human experience. You have to understand, okay, well, I'm not seeing the physical results right away, but spiritually, as soon as I started working out, it helped remove that thought of me saying, okay, well, I want to get back to working out, or I want to start working out again, or I would like to start doing this so I could feel better again. It removed that whole space for me. So now that freed up more space in my spiritual realm for me to think and focus on whatever else it was I was going to focus on or continuously doing. You see what I'm saying? And staying consistent with, and I'm just using working out because I know that's a fucking huge one for all of us out here, whether we're doing it or not doing it, just keeping our vessels together in this fucking battlefield where we're getting poisoned and toxic and everything. You know what I'm saying? So staying consistent and working out, you notice that you usually don't start seeing results until like a month, 2 months, and you're definitely not going to see no hard results until at least 3 to 6 months, depending on how hard you've been going. You know what I'm saying? You can see results sooner, but it just all depends on how hard you've been going, and if you've been, like, say you went for like a month, or, you know, but you got 2-3 workouts in a day, 45 minutes a piece or something, you're gonna see results a lot faster than somebody who's working out once a day, you know, for 30-45 minutes. But that's all they have because of the way the war is set up. They aren't able to spend that much time working out, right? But being consistent, we have to understand that consistency it's a combination of, clearly everything is the spiritual realm, right? But it's a combination of the spiritual realm, your faith in what you're doing, and your belief in what you're doing, whether it's cooking or working out, it doesn't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? That, and how much physical pressure or work are you applying? How much are you consistently doing? So, like, we gotta think of it like this. Consistency, like, is one of those word spells that is like, it's like a base ingredient. You have a couple different ingredients that you have to put in there to come up with consistency. You don't just, it's not like, what's a good one? It's not like waking up. You don't really have to do a whole lot to wake up. Your spirit comes back to your vessel. Your body is like, okay, your medicine that you fed yourself has worn off, and now it's not, you know, in sleep mode or dormant mode. You know what I'm saying? Similar. So I was saying that, and I just lost my point trying to break it down. See, when this just flows naturally, sometimes it gets a little tricky trying to correlate everything into the right words, keep my points and my meters and where I'm at up here without doing the whole note thing. The note thing is okay, it's cool. I don't knock anybody for doing the notes. For me, it just puts more pressure on me to remember. It puts more pressure on me to kind of stay in tune and be able to focus my energy when doing this without having notes. You see what I'm saying? If I had the notes right here, I wouldn't have to be as concerned about staying as focused and the subject on point, because I have notes to kind of glance down and it keeps me on point. So all of these little things that I work on is just things that keep my sensories nice and prompt and up to par. So that way I don't want to be in that generation that if I do live to be extremely old, I don't want to go into that Alzheimer's category, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not brainwashing myself and putting all these so much chemicals in my body that I just cannot manage, you know what I'm saying? But with the consistency, right? I wanted to use the universe as that as well too. The ants are out here consistently working. They're consistently doing what they want to do, what they have to do, right? Doesn't matter if the weather is good. It doesn't matter if it's bigger birds or animals in a way. You know, none of these things really matter. What matters is that the ants has to stay consistent in going out looking for food to make sure that everyone can eat, you know? And I realized, like, when I had got, one of my videos had got taken down, I had talked about the juvenile video that he had did. He had did a remix to back that ass up, but it's to that's going on, you know what I'm saying? So I used to do videos talking about that kind of stuff, but they kind of kept taking me down and giving me strikes and all of this shit. So that's why I had to formulate a new way to communicate this outward to you guys. And what happened was, I wanted to stay consistent, so I had to figure out another way to formulate this all so I could stay consistent. And the thing with consistency is, you're not always gonna feel like doing it. You're always not gonna always be in the mood to do it. But the thing with being consistent is you just doing it. Consistency is almost like autopilot or cruise control. You know, you just do it. Doesn't matter how you're feeling or vibing at the time. It's just, you know that it has to be done. When they had blocked me for like a week on YouTube and gave me a strike or whatever for the other video that I had put up, I still stayed consistent in my post. This lighting is like crazy. It's been this way the whole time, but it's maybe if I, nope, that's still not gonna do nothing. But I realized, like, staying consistent, they wanted this, the system, the oppositions, they kind of wanted me to give up, to tap out. You know, it's all these little subtle signs of pressure that the opposition put on you spiritually to make you feel like you shouldn't stay consistent or be doing what you was doing, you know? So even throughout that strike time, this probably was like 6-7 months ago maybe, or maybe not even, yeah, it probably was around that time, maybe even a little bit longer than that. But I wasn't on for a whole week, you know, posting or doing anything, but I was still able to do the post, like film and get my content and everything that I wanted to do organized. What happened was, I kept my body in the natural flow of me waking up, filming, getting out, doing my little meditation things that I do. I kept my body in the habit. So even though they didn't really fuck with me for a full week, it was like I still have to stay consistent. It's no different than when I go out and I hit these trails and I start incorporating my calisthenics workouts, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I have to stay consistent. Even if I'm not seeing the results, I know I don't see the physical results. People who see me probably see it, but I look at myself every day, so I don't see it. But what happens is I can tell by my endurance and my strength. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I'm super out of super unhealthy and out of shape, right? And I started working out again. Maybe I start my push-up calisthenics sets on 20. And what I do is when I add something, I want to be consistent and push myself. Say I started off with 20 push-ups, right? So from them 20 push-ups, I would, after that first week, I would bump it up to 25 push-ups. So now I got a full weekend, breaking myself back into 20. Now the next week, I'm pushing myself to 25. When I get to the end of the week, I'll see how I feel, how easy it was for me to finish that 25 out. If it was easy for me to finish that 25 out, then the following week, I need to add another 5 on there. So even though I don't see the physical results, I can tell in my endurance when I get down and do push-ups, because now I can do sets of 50, sets of 60s of push-ups, you know what I'm saying? And it's at least 10 reps, 20 reps, however many reps I want to do. But when I get down, I can do more than 20, 25, 30 push-ups. And that goes for anybody. It don't matter what you do. I'm just giving this as an example. Like, we can apply this anywhere. But consistency is not always going to feel good. It's not always going to look good. It's like the weather. It doesn't always feel good. It don't always look good. But it's consistent. You know what you're going to get. Like, for me, I always go hard at whatever I do. So a lot of people, when they're in my space, they already know that, oh, this motherfucker's going to be, he applies a lot of pressure. He's going to be consistent in the energy that he gives. You know what I'm saying? And I think what really brought me to the subject is just knowing that I chose a position, or I came here for this position. I'm like a toss-up when it comes to that, but I choose an extremely difficult route, you know what I'm saying, where I am, fuck my complexion, where I am the minority due to the Western society, you know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with my colors, because of the team that I chose to ride with, why I am a minority, you know what I'm saying? And that's just at this day and age right now. And people always gotta realize what I was thinking about too, what consistency is, and I'll just flip it the other way. They always consistency lying and bullshitting. There's no way that we're consistently still at 400 years. We was at 400 years when I was little, a slavery, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you think about 400 years, it sounds like a long time when you say 400 years, right? But if you just look at one, it's really, you take 400 years and I just look at it as 4 generations, My grandmother, my mom, me, my daughter. Y'all had physical control for 4 generations. You say 400 years, you're like, oh my God, it's so long. Motherfucker, we've been here over thousands of years, so who cares if my ancestors was in timeout for 400 years? Nigga, they should have been fighting. And we wouldn't be in this position right now. Simple process. But we are where we are because the way things was maneuvered. You know what I'm saying? But 400 years is only 2 generations, So don't get stuck on this, oh, we didn't get therapy and all this other shit after 400 years. Bitch, we've been here that's not even a quarter, and that's not even a point decimal of a fraction of how long we've been here. Think I care about 400 years? No. You can say 400 years is 1 generation if you want to. That's how minimal it is to the universe and the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? They are consistently lying and pushing us and beating us down as much as they can. And then you have us consistently fighting them while being cooperative sheep. I don't know, I didn't want to call it like a slave, because we not. But we do kind of sheeply follow the structure and then fight on a more intellectual level, And because they got the reins to the deer right now, it seems like they're in control. But you got to remember that the deers allow them people to control them. If you got on the horseback, the horse allows you to control it and to maneuver it. It doesn't, you're not doing it by force, unless you know what they call it, breaking a horse in, the same way they used to do, say they breaking the slaves in with the Willie Lynch and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, For me, I dove into like the politics and the money trail and all of this shit so much, and I used to try to put out content about that kind of shit, but I realized like that's the kind of shit that the system doesn't want you talking about. They don't want me talking about this shit either, right? But that one is more so of immediate for them. You know, it feels like we're looking right at them without no walls, no sunglasses, nothing is blocking. We're just looking clean at them. It's like, oh shit. But when we do it this way, it almost feels like they have like a cloak on, because we're speaking in this language and they already know that everything is already warped into this weird witchy way that they wanted it. So that's why it's extremely important for us to stay consistent, even if we ain't feeling the vibes, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times where I ain't feeling this shit. I ain't feeling the vibes. I don't like all this pressure they putting on my neck. And like I did the last new video, new levels, new devils. You know, when you get new devils, the niggas is powerful. It's not like these bitches is just weak and they can't affect you. I don't know why people think that shit. That's like saying like your outside environment does play a factor on you. Simple process. That's just the reality. I can look at natural nature in life and see that that is real. So I wouldn't make it seem like, oh, they don't have any power, I should ignore them, I should keep talking about and looking at the sun. Look at the sun. That's what I think of when people say, don't talk about the war that's going on, don't talk about tactics of the other team that's going on to help people. I think of, these are the people that just only look at the sun and just, oh, look how beautiful it is. But they don't even think about the ground that they're standing on, and that there's a whole bear chasing them from over this way. They got a snake hanging from a branch down this way. You got a panther over this way. You got a little ass spider that's poisonous that will fuck you up crawling on your shoe. Don't be stupid and make it seem like the universe didn't put that shit for you to be aware. It's existing for a reason. For a reason. Some people are like, oh well, you talk about these things, so you're giving it energy. The energy is already out here, motherfucker. If the energy wasn't out here, I wouldn't be doing it. There would be no job for me. I'm a spiritual warrior, so I battle, I fight, I do all that shit. It would be no job for me. It would be jobs for people who are doing medicine and all these other things. Yeah, but clearly it's niggas and it's warriors and motherfuckers out here needed like me. We have to come out here and put this work in. I do this shit on the camera, but everybody knows that I do this shit in real life time as well, which is why I know I gotta pay consistently. So when you start, you aren't allowed to make as many mistakes. You have to be more self-aware. You have to be more in tune. You know, it's a lot of things that go into this process, but you also have to know that you have to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay consistent. Without consistency, I probably wouldn't even be where I'm at right now, to be honest with you. Because I didn't know all the other ingredients that went with consistency. I just knew that, oh, okay, well, my brother beat me in the game, I'm gonna keep playing him until I beat him. You know, or my cousin beat me in basketball, I'm gonna keep playing him until I beat him. You know, to me, that's another form of consistency. You know, I don't look at it as losing. I'm just staying consistent. I keep experiencing and learning. I'm learning new tricks and tactics that they're doing. As I play, my brother or my cousin, they are considered the opposition at that time. So I am learning them, their tactics, their strategies, and then I'm coming back and I'm redoing something and I'm beating them. Not saying that when I was younger, I played my brother 15, 20 times in fucking Street Fighter. Yeah, he may get me majority of the time, but a couple of them fights, I'm going to fucking win in there. I don't care how long you've been playing. I've been studying you, bro. I'm watching you. I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to run up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.